Bastion is an action RPG developed by Supergiant Games in 2011 as their first game. Despite being several years old, it still holds up as a very unique and fun game, so let's take a look. Some backstory. Bastion is made by Supergiant Games, a studio that came to life in 2009 when both founders decided to quit their job at Electronic Arts to start working on their own development studio and game, namely Bastion. The resounding success of Bastion made it possible to continue developing future games, which led to Transistor in 2014 and Pyre, which is set to release in 2017. Story. The game takes place in the aftermath of the Calamity, a catastrophic event that suddenly fractured the city of Caelondia as well as the surrounding areas of the game's world into many floating pieces, disrupting its ecology and reducing most of its people to ash. Players take control of the Kid, a silent protagonist who awakens on one of the few remaining pieces of the old world and sets off for the Bastion, where everyone was supposed to go in troubled times. The only survivor he meets there is an elderly man named Rux, the game's narrator, who instructs him to collect the cores that once powered Caelondia. Graphics. Colorful, crisp, vibrant, just a few words coming to mind. Bastion has such an interesting aesthetic, very pleasing to the eye, yet simple and timeless. Bastion's levels are of an adventurous variety with a large range of different environments and settings that make each level feel different to play through. And enemies are designed well, and they come in many types and sizes. Music and sound. The music and voice acting in Bastion is really something of note. The style of narration in Bastion is very unique and really makes the game come alive. You'll hear the narrator make remarks about many things during your adventure, with him commenting on many actions you do, often hilariously so. Actually, the way he talks is almost like listening to an audiobook, with him talking about whatever is happening at any given time and really guiding you with his narration.
What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. We have to go. Please.
Gameplay. Bastion's gameplay is simple and straightforward. Your goal is to rebuild your base with the use of cores found at the end of most levels. These cores grant the possibility of constructing or upgrading new buildings in your base that help with many things that can improve your character. Buildings include a forge that can increase your weapon's strength and abilities, or buildings that can grant passive skills during your adventures. You can even build a shrine, which allows you to alter difficulty by boosting the power of enemies, which is a great way to fine-tune your difficulty preferences. These options are definitely helpful when going through the many different levels, simply because there is a certain level of challenge to be had, because of the rather quick pace of combat and the generally large amount of enemies at any given time. Enemy types constantly change over time, becoming harder and harder to the point of overwhelming your screen in pure pixelated chaos. Not only that, there's the always present danger of messing up and falling down, making for just the right amount of pace, challenge and danger to keep things interesting without feeling overly difficult or punishing. Attacking enemies feels great, and the wide variety of weapon types, both melee and ranged, make for some very interesting and diverse fights. Blocking enemies and especially counter-blocking them is incredibly satisfying too, not to mention very damaging, which doesn't always work in your favor. During the game you can gain experience and shard pieces, which can be used to upgrade your character. With experience you can gradually unlock more slots to use for passive bonuses, and with shards you can improve weapons and their skills. In the end, I'd say that Bastion really does a great job of keeping things interesting with the amount of weapons and skills available, and the progression is tuned just right without it feeling too hand-holdy or obstructive. Overall score. Graphics and art style. Cute aesthetics make venturing through the world of Caelondia a true treat for the eyes. Narration. The narrator is so well done and full of unexpected comments, which are often hilarious and on point. Music. Surprisingly high quality music for a relatively low budget game. Combat. Combat is fast and diverse with a great yet simple upgrade system to boot. Level design. The levels are designed well, with many different and unique themes and challenges. Enemy and boss variety. Closing words. Bastion is one of those games that starts out strong and gradually increases in quality throughout the whole game and also never seems to drag. It's a game that needs to be experienced rather than explained. Is it worth it? Yes. Despite the game being from 2011, it is still a fantastic journey and adventure, making it easily worth playing. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. My name is SirDutchie, and I wish you, as usual, a fantastical day.